Ice water turn Atlantic, like calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic. Took an island, felt the magic. Drop the roof, more expansion.
All right, welcome back, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to JK's Just a Podcast, episode 9. And we've changed locations. A company move.
Do people actually call it a company move?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, you're just making shit up.
I'm making shit up. I actually can't get over this. These are fucking crisp. Like,
For anyone wondering what that clacking is in the background, that's our producer.
oh my god.
He has really long toenails. And he
Oh my god.
he's scoping shit out. And he needs to go upstairs.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, but we got to keep that footage.
You want to let? All right,
That's
go
some
let him
funny
upstairs.
shit.
Take a little break. That was nuts. As soon as you said he wasn't doing nothing, he gets up and does some shit. God. And we're back. That was a rough start.
It's like breaking in a new pair of shoes.
It was a rough start to the new and improved. Like we thought this was gonna be so good because we're in a new space. We have new equipment. We upgraded the fuck out of the equipment. As you can see, we now each have our own set of things. And this sounds so good. Hello. And welcome back. Isn't that so nice?
Yeah.
I think that it'll wear off eventually. The novelty will wear off eventually. It's kind of doing it already. Where I feel, I don't know, it's weird to listen to myself.
Well, when you hear yourself on a microphone, like a good one for the first time, you hear a lot of the flaws.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've kind of heard yourself on like a studio microphone?
Not the first, but it makes me realize that
You want it to be the last?
the first thing I ever heard my girlfriend's voice say to me was, "Wow, your voice is really high," because it was a phone call.
It's not that high.
Apparently, it is.
See, when I listen, I feel like I have a super, like, I think naturally everybody hates their voice on phone, like recorded. I said this on one of the early episodes.
I can name like two, probably a third person who doesn't think their voice sucks. One of them is the guy who played Darth Vader.
What did you just look at me thinking I would know that name? I should know it, but I don't. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
I thought it was no, because he's
You're a
not.
Star Wars guy.
He was also Mufasa in Lion King.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his
Yeah.
name though.
Forget his name.
Legendary guy.
It's gonna come to me because I have phone.
The power of Google. All right, what do we want to get into first? Actually, you know what? Before we get into things we wanted to talk about, now that we're here and we're in our new space, because last time we recorded an episode was a month. It's been a month since we've recorded an episode, and there's been so much that's happened.
we're like backlogged by like
Yeah. So
20
we're now
some days.
Yeah, we're now on track recording the week that we post or the week before. But hopefully we don't get to the point where we get backlogged like that again. Because honestly, like the 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks that we went without recording, I actually like started to miss recording. I was like, I want to do it, but I can't because like you were away. And I was like, I'm not gonna make a solo episode because that'd be stupid. It'd be really dumb. But I was sitting there. I'm like, man, I kind of like. There's so much I wanted because things happen, right? Like current events happen, and you're like, well, in 3 weeks, this is gonna not be relevant. And the amount of times that I went through that while you were away, I'm like, this is not. In 2 weeks' time, this is not gonna be a thing. And you're like, what a waste.
That's true.
But now, hopefully, we can talk about more things that are more current.
That's true. Do we want to be all about current events?
No.
Or do we want to be able to like be played months from now and be like, oh, you know what? Episode 9 was so funny.
I want people to listen to it and think, oh, remember that? Remember when that happened?
Remember when they said that about the thing?
The guy that did that thing in that place?
Remember they talked about the relatable thing, which is something we obviously have an issue with?
Yeah, no. That's, the term relatable. Relatability is
fucking subjective.
I hate it. Are you fucking...
That's...
We have visitors.
Come in. Yeah, just by all means, just come in.
Barge right now. God, what a shitty studio we have. God damn it.
Yeah, off the record, this is all going to get edited out. We are still searching for another
Yeah.
better space.
Yeah. I don't know. I think once we iron out the kinks, again, it's all growing pains. We've done a lot of growing in the last 2 months since we've had our inaugural episode. We've done a lot of growing. And I think every episode, or I think every 2 episodes, I would say, we do a little bit of growing. So there's going to be a lot of growing pains. Or that could just be me making excuses for our shortcomings.
No, because we don't hear anything. We aren't even getting fucking chirped. Nobody has anything bad to say. People are way too nice. Please be rude to us for once. Anything.
A little bit of constructive criticism would be nice, because right now we're sitting on the top of the world, think we're nailing it, and we're probably so
Even
far
if
from it.
constructive is a word that turns you away because it sounds like too much work. Just criticize. You're like, yo, these guys suck. Stop doing this.
It had been a while since
We'd love to hear
This is
that.
actually something I was going to tell you. It had been a while since I had checked the iTunes, and thanks to everybody who's actually left a review. Like, it's been a lot more than I had thought. Had left a 5-star review.
About
It's
how many?
very dope. I think it's five people have left. So we have a 5-star review though on iTunes. So go and actually do that. If you listen to this on iTunes, go and just leave a 5-star review. You don't have to write anything. I'm not asking you to write anything. Just put 5 stars. 'Cause that helps out a ton.
You can censor the name, but like, thanks. I know you didn't listen to it, but you gave it a 5-star. I was there. I
We were
saw you
both
do it
there.
on your phone.
She was like one of the 2 people that I actually know did it. The other 3 are a total mystery,
That's dope.
which is kind of cool.
That's good karma.
Yeah. So the 3 of you who did it, that's dope. Really appreciate it. And everybody else that listens on all the other platforms as well. It's very fire.
Okay, producer, are we actually 8 3/4 minutes in and not having talked about anything, or is that
just ranting on? I forgot what I was going to talk about before.
okay? Well,
Oh, I mean, you were in Australia.
oh
Was
yeah.
there anything fun that you did in Australia that you want to talk about, or no? Not really. It was just more of a relaxing
It was
trip.
big time R&R. It was big time to turn your
Yeah.
brain off. Like, don't look at your phone.
Nice.
Go to bed early.
Nothing really.
Kind of thing.
Not really any funny story. There really wasn't any. You haven't told me any, unless you're just holding out for the pod.
I didn't do too much.
Enlighten,
Any really
enlighten
funny
the people.
things. You know, just hanging out with family. For some reason, like, I guess for us, we've been on kind of a tear of like actually going out.
Yeah, it's been Fuck.
Because like we're a couple of bartenders who choose
Don't go out.
No, we don't like it because that's
No.
work for us.
Yeah.
Um,
No, well, it kind of ruins it, and I've said this before because I used to work in nightclubs and stuff, and it does ruin it. I'm the fact that I can hear myself so vividly now. I'm really noticing today. I'm super low energy because I'm so fucking
it
tired.
just ruins it, bro.
I'm really low energy. I'm running on like no sleep, and you're saying how it's basically it's not like a bender. It is. I guess it's a bender for us because it went from 0 to like 3.
Yeah,
3 times, but
we
like
used to party in this very room every
Yeah.
night of the week. It was like Wednesday night was the night we brought people over from people we didn't even know. Be like, yeah, come over. We're gonna have a
just
big
do
party.
it. Yeah, I just remember like the old famous, just hit the phones and see what happens. Just it was in God's hands at that point.
Our circle was so big, and then I'm so glad it's shrunk down to the
down
people
3.
that we enjoy now. It's not quite that
Uh-huh.
small.
Well, speak for yourself. Mine's pretty small. Talk about my small circle on the internet.
You ever been just anywhere? Of course, you've been anywhere. you ever
I've been to a place.
You ever experienced a person that did something or was like a certain way that literally, audibly made you verbally say, "Whoa"?
Like in what way?
Let me give you the first example.
Okay, shoot.
I was in Disneyland with my girlfriend. She's gonna love that I'm telling this story because
Sorry.
no, she's
In
gonna
advance.
no, she's actually gonna she's gonna plug this cast hard because I'm telling this.
Oh, nice. All right.
We're standing in line for a ride in California. It can be warm. Been there a couple times. She has a frozen lemonade, one of those ones you eat with like a wooden spoon, and it's hot. There's a woman in line. She's kind of
Oh
loud.
my God. Okay, yeah, you've told this story.
She's kind of a loud mom of a couple of kids, And for those of you watching, lucky enough on YouTube, how do I pantomime this without, ruining the story? But we're standing there minding our own business in Disneyland. She goes, "Where did you get that?" And I know I didn't speak into the mic, but like you get the idea. Or she literally pushed the item in my girlfriend's hand a little bit. She's like, "Where did you get that?" And without breaking a sweat, we were both like, "Whoa!"
Whoa.
To her face, "Whoa!"
Holy shit.
Imagine someone was possessed by a bird, and they're just like, "Where'd you get that?"
Just such a gross invasion of
and-
personal space.
Oh my god, for sure. And she didn't even listen to the answer. I was just like, "Yeah, there's a card over there." She's off on another thing. She saw a shiny penny. And it's literally that was in
Follows you
October.
around the park the whole time, just like waiting for you to drop a bit,
Dude.
just for, like from around corner. Hello? What? Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?
Can you buy me one?
Yeah, go ahead. Just drop what you have left on the floor.
It's been 5 months and we still talk about it. Because it was the most ridiculous
long.
gesture. Could you imagine?
That's absurd.
Could you imagine?
But yeah, I mean, I can go on. Sorry.
How do I pantomime this or give you another anecdote? What that's like?
You're using some big words.
I want us to seem like we're a couple of smart guys who went to post secondary,
Sure.
which we did. But there's no other way
But
to
I'm just
describe
like,
it.
what a yeah. That's just the epitome of like what Disneyland is, though.
A weird
It's just
place.
like families that just encroach on personal space. Like there's no sense of like a personal bubble whatsoever.
Let's not poo on Disneyland too much because it's like such a good vibe.
I mean, yeah, it is, of course. As an adult, like if I lived there, in California, not at Disneyland, that would be fucking insane.
I get an apartment downtown Disney.
Downtown Disneyland. I live in what's that? I live in the castle.
Well,
Could you imagine bringing a date back? You rock up to the gates of Disneyland thinking like, wow, this is a super cute date. And, like she thinks it's a super cute date. Next thing you know, you like you whip out your key, and next thing you know, you just like take an elevator
it's got
for
wings.
just take a comically small elevator that's meant for like children. And next thing you know, you just open the door slide open to just your essentially like your penthouse apartment that's just like a little too small.
What
For like a normal sized human being.
What route I want to take this in is like you've been living there, you got the sweet rent deal at top of Sleeping Beauty Castle, and you're like, it's Sunday night, and you got work really early the next day, and guess what happens at Disneyland every fucking night? Yeah, it's called fireworks.
Oh shit, yeah. Every night at like what? 8, 7, 9? I don't know.
9:30, but like
9:30.
imagine that you're trying to wind down. That's it. That's usually the finale.
Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Man, yeah, that'd be rough. What was I saying earlier? Trying to masturbate in peace. Really fucking hard when there's just fireworks going off in the background every 2 seconds.
Or really cool.
Or good, depending on what
Or really cool.
Depending on what gets you off. You never know. I'm not gonna kink shame.
Are we gonna go over our allotted time slot and just
No,
like
we're actually okay. We're gonna get to it because this is what I wanted to do.
we're gonna piece together.
So while you were away, I guess while you were away, I was doing a little bit. I guess you could call it market research if you want to call it that, or just listening to podcasts like normal people.
Did I mention Darth
do.
Vader's voice is James Earl Jones?
That's the
Thanks.
James
Okay.
Earl Jones.
Jones.
That's the name I was thinking of. I knew as soon as you said it, I was gonna know who it was. But no, anyways. So while you were away, or the last couple weeks, started listening to a couple different podcasts to see, like, I don't know, try and improve, see any way that we can possibly improve. And everyone kept telling me to listen to that Barstool Sports Caller Daddy podcast. So I did. I listened to it, and I don't hate it, but I
What's
think
their format again? I've heard about it once,
the
but I need
female
to-
version of what we do, but just a little bit better. It's the same thing. 2 girls who are just essentially like self-proclaimed nobodies. I'm not calling them nobodies.
that's
They've literally said that. They're like, I think one of them's just like she works at like an accounting office or something like that.
That's where we got the inspiration for our backup name. Welcome back to 2 Guys Being Dudes.
Yeah, if we ever have to rebrand, that's what it's gonna be. Just 2 guys being dudes. That might actually be our new slogan. So don't jack it. That's gonna be our new thing. I keep touching this a lot.
By the time you hear this, we've already patent it.
It's already ours.
So don't try.
But no, anyway, so I've been listening to their podcast, and the whole thing is about like the content itself. I'm pretty meh about. Like, I don't know. I think it's very catered towards females, which is fine because that's what they are. So that's whatever. The one thing I did like about their whole podcast was the fact that they just talked about, and I said this before, they talk about shit that people get uncomfortable talking about, like in real life. Like they answer questions that people wouldn't normally be like nervous to ask, which I thought was a really cool concept. And they haven't actually done this, so I'm not copying what they were doing. But that kind of led me to think we should like something like that, where like what I thought of, we should answer some of the most demanded questions by females that they've always wanted to ask males but they've been too scared to ask, and give our little take on it.
I hope you have some examples because I'd love.
Some
to
are
dive into
good.
this.
I think some are pretty funny. Some are a little bit more serious, but I think we need a healthy dose of both. And some are actually pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie. I went through and I curated some of the better ones, at least in my opinion, that I kind of thought the answers would be kind of funny, especially like, I don't know, my answer. But then I was like, fuck, I don't know what you're gonna say. So we'll see how it goes. Because the first one, like, it started off strong, and some chick just asked, "Is having a penis fun or is it annoying?"
You know,
And
I've heard that before, that girls think it's annoying having
I think it's neither.
a wiener.
I think it's circumstantial. It's honestly, to me, it's neither. It's fun sometimes because you just have it. It's just there. You just have this thing. It's annoying when you're just in a place and next thing you know you have a boner.
Yeah.
That's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a double-edged sword.
You're like,
in
what's
my
doing
opinion.
what's doing that? What's
It
doing
doesn't even
that?
have to be anything. It's literally just like, oh well, there's some fresh smell of waffles. Here we go.
You're like, all right, up into the waistband.
All right, yeah, tuck it up into the waistband.
I think the person who would have a different, imagine someone who's transitioned and acquired one after most of their life not having one. There's a pretty honest answer. Is it annoying having one? They'll be like, fuck yeah, it is.
Oh,
for us,
right, yeah.
We have. That's.
I think you grow, yeah, as an adult male, you grow to get used to it. So you just kind of, I don't know, it's just there. You don't the girls assume that we just like, it's every dude has a fire hose. That's just
True.
like, it doesn't get in the way, which is actually, somebody's asked that as well. Because somebody asked, do you ever sit on your balls? And I just thought, how big do you think, like, they're not sandbags in a tube sock. I don't know what you think they are. Where it's just like, I'm going to sit down and sit on my balls. They don't.
I mean, they get hit from time to time.
That's about it. They don't like, they don't bounce back and forth. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Because if they were long enough where you would sit on your balls, they would be long enough to basically just like rub into your ass crack, which would be disgusting.
Granted, we're young men. We don't know what awaits. That could be a fucking reality.
Yeah, I can't wait to be 70, 60, 40. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If we're still going when we're 40, we'll let you guys know.
You know, on this
Or some-
podcast or alive.
Both, either. If we're alive, we're still doing this. We're gonna come back for a reunion episode and fill you in on all the open-ended topics that we talked about and see how it goes. Anyways, okay, moving on. Do you ever judge girls by their jobs? Somebody asked that. I guess somebody who's somewhat insecure about their occupation. probably
You
asked
know
that.
what's funny though is these questions are geared towards just the male population. But
Well, yeah, they're questions.
but they're
for-
asked to us, and we have the biggest. I feel like you and I have the biggest checklist of things.
Just being picky.
Girls, you know,
Or-
can be beautiful, but if they have a terrible job and they like choose to willingly do something, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this, and I was like,
strippers. No, sorry,
I was
not-
trying to hash it out, because like, do I judge them by their jobs? No, because if you're like of, let's say, just ballpark, like around my age, and you're like doing what you need to do to just like get by,
Mhm.
you're still like getting the bag, right? You're still getting after it. I think it depends. Like if you're just like lazy and you have a job that I guess subjectively some would say just like isn't, it's not a difficult job. It's an easy job and you have it just because it's easy.
I need to put you on the spot.
Okay. I love it.
You say you don't judge about the job.
Honestly, I say I don't, but I probably do. I'm just trying
Here's
to.
the
I'm just
job.
trying to put it into words. Okay.
Here's the job.
Okay.
Personal trainer.
Oh fuck. Oh man,
Did
that's
you,
so.
Did you know it was coming?
It's
though?
so oddly targeted.
But the thing is, it's like a saturated market, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a very
You-
popular field to go into.
I've said this before. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna like pussyfoot around the topic. To me, the topic of or the occupation of personal trainer, to me, it's so
Ding dong.
it's so oversaturated that I just think it's such a this is so tough. To me, it's such a lazy fallback career. Because it's like anyone who just seems, from what I've seen, I'll say this, from what I've seen and like from around where we live, to me, it just seems like everyone who just had a hobby of just going to the gym and just liking going to the gym. And it just screams like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. So, so I become a personal trainer. But then at the same time, because I'm looking at this kind of from both sides, because they could just as easy come back and say, but if you have a passion for anything, you should pursue that as a career. And I get that from that sense, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's just because so many people want to do it. And it just seems like, did you even try to look for something else or no?
I
So,
think,
I don't really
think we
know.
share similar opinions. I would say, like, for sure, in my opinion, it feels like a saturated industry just because a lot of people, maybe from our age group, range, end up doing that. Probably because the prospects for jobs out there aren't that many. And a lot of people, our generation, is pretty big into going to the gym, which is a pretty
Yeah.
healthy lifestyle. It's awesome.
It is.
And you're
That's- yeah.
capitalizing on that.
Yeah, I guess.
But maybe we just think more long term sort of things, you know.
I don't know. I'm just, yeah. It's tough to like. I'm trying to make myself not think in like such a cookie cutter. Like you need like a career.
Yeah,
Kinda
you can do
path.
whatever the fuck you
We
want.
are definitely like a generation that has made possibilities and like career paths out of really obscure options, and we've been able to like. I think our generation has definitely like got a foot forward in that sense. Where like we've been able to make careers out of things that are like just even fucking being an influencer is probably the biggest one. YouTube.
That irks me, but I get it.
What the
Like,
the word influencer?
no, just the fact that like, yeah, internet millionaires, man. What a thing! What a
I
thing!
don't know.
What a time!
I think my least favorite career, like I can live with people that want to be PTs and whatever. I think my least favorite career is like the motivational speakers. Those really irk me. Like the Grant Cardones and whatever. People that are content with getting rich off of telling people how to get rich. It's fucking insane. Because anyone, I mean, I get Gary Vee's like he's got a positive message, but anyone ever. He's saying anything that anyone ever says. He just takes the positive inverse and just preaches it.
That's
I'm like,
just
he's not doing anything special.
You remember that movie Pain and Gain,
Yeah.
where Mark Wahlberg goes to the fucking and it's like Ken Jeong, and he's like, "Don't be a don'ter, do be a doer," and you're like, "Yes,
Absolutely, yes.
fucking take my money."
Take it.
Those
Anything
are-
Mark Wahlberg says I want to do, though. So
But
that's
yeah,
fine.
those are bad careers. Let's
But
go on
that's
to the
just
next
like,
one.
all right, on to the next one. Hold
Come
on,
on.
we're going to take a little time out real quick.
To
Take a little TO.
All right, that was a little camera timeout. We're back with our podcast, probably aptly titled Zero Dark 30, zero footage in a dark room for 30 minutes.
Now we're solely audio. We're going audio only for the last 10.
So sorry.
I mean, what's an episode of JK's Just a Podcast without any fucking camera issues? It wouldn't be an episode
That's
of
the
JK's
gimmick,
Just
bro.
a Podcast.
That's the gimmick. We were using
I think that's just what we're about.
the Canon Rebel T2i.
It's not, you don't even know what camera you use. It's your fucking camera.
It's a Canon Rebel T2i.
It's not. It's an SL1. Well, I just nerded hard there. It's not even my camera. Actually,
You know, nerds don't sound like that.
all of them do.
Every nerd.
Every nerd sounds the same. Well, actually. Anyways, let's get back to what the
Are you
fuck we were
shitting
talking
me?
about.
It's not a Canon T2i.
It's not. No.
Holy fuck.
Have you been thinking this like the whole time that it was?
I thought that's what was stamped on it.
No. You said it several times too, and I just like haven't had the heart to be like, yeah.
Can you go solo for 1 second while I look at the camera?
Okay.
I-
All right, let's see if I can think of one here
baffles me.
that I can just kind of answer myself here. Does it or does it not say SL1 on the front? There you go. Did you figure it out? How do you feel?
That's not my camera.
You're right.
You must have been over at some fucking camera whore's house.
I exchanged.
Traded cameras.
I exchanged it.
That's why so much shit going on.
I got a new one.
She filled it up with her stupid ass camera girl
Her
stripping
shit.
on the internet.
If that's on there though.
I'm dead fucking serious that was a Canon Rebel T2i, and then I gave it to you, and now it fucking.
Did you just walk in and buy a camera with your fucking eyes
You
closed,
were
or what?
fucking there.
Were both of our eyes closed? Because clear, I don't know. What camera you bought.
Likely, we were two idiots. We bought the camera at the worst place to buy a camera.
Neither of us were even into photography, and you just bought it. 4 years later, alas, here we are.
We go to the sushi place, our usual sushi place in Ladner, and I'm like, I gotta run an errand,
Shout out.
and
I gotta run
$836 later, and Jake goes, "You bought a fucking camera?"
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to take pictures when he was young.
Thought I'd get into it. Sure, why not?
Well, you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
My friend, you have tremors. You can barely write your own name straight.
Didn't even get a camera with stabilization. That's why it's on a tripod. You imagine if we just had a free-handed camera guy? Okay, guy.
All right, Earthquake Earl behind the lens.
All right, let's get back into this. We're not going to get through all of them today. But what's the next one? We'll do another funny one. What do you do with your... Why are girls so curious what we do with our friends?
Oh, well, because they literally zero women ever have ever trusted a man.
Yeah.
A man.
A men. A men.
Sorry for our fucking terrible English. Two guys getting no sleep.
What do we do with our friends?
You see here, ladies, the female race, they don't trust the males.
All right, what do we do with our friends? Masturbate. What?
What a stupid thing to say on the internet.
No.
Again,
Clearly we hang out with different groups of friends.
Subjective. Some groups of friends, people who
Jerk each other off.
Dude, what's with you and the dick stuff today? I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know,
like,
man.
they sit around and play Fortnite, and like
That's like this generation.
and like
yeah.
hit the phones and like talk to hoes.
Do they?
I feel like we know people who are like that, but I don't know exactly which
It's
ones.
like those kind of people I don't want to. All right, let's do some power. A little.
I didn't love that last question. Keep
Okay,
going.
that's fine. Can you pee with a hard on? No. I mean, yeah, you can. Scientifically, yeah, you can, but it's really fucking hard.
Yeah,
It's going everywhere.
Everyone has to do it.
Yeah, it's going everywhere. It's really difficult. Should we be embarrassed by queefs? No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. I'm out here promoting body positivity, and you're fucking it up.
What a horrible word.
Okay, cool. Okay, guy whose name rhymes with it.
Censor the word.
No.
Ugh.
Queef, 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 queef. Should you be embarrassed by them? Absolutely not. More power to you. Just don't do it in my face while I'm down there in the hurt locker. Keep me out of it.
Holy Moses. Oh my God.
What is?
Do you know who's watching this thing?
Nobody. So I can say whatever I want. Do you feel? Oh, what the fuck? Do you often feel like you are restricted from being appropriately emotional during a breakup? Absolutely not. Why would I? Because of what? Cultural masculinity?
Like guys being soft after they get dumb.
Like are guys just like scared to be emotional these days? Is that what happens? I don't give a shit.
Guys have different endorphins
guess
in
it
their brains. They just go more macho and they just start
Just, like,
like working out
Depend on the guy.
and they'll get like a tattoo. A workout, get a tattoo.
Rebel with a tattoo. Is peeing standing up fun? Because it really seems like it would be. No, it adds a whole other level of pressure. There's another 3 feet there that things could go so wrong.
Every guy
It's not
pees on
fun.
the floor always. Also,
It's not fun.
ask your male close friends. I'm sure tons of them sit down.
A good old sit down wee.
Any chance you can, fucking
Sit down wee.
maybe cross a few things off your to-do list.
I was thinking of the Jim Jeffries with the sit down wee thing. Every time I sit down wee, my asshole. Are we pooing? No, not right now. I'll see you in the morning. But no, yeah, when you sit down wee, it's just, your body thinks you're pooing, so you kind of gotta not do that.
At times.
What? Oh, what goes through your mind when we ask you if you notice anything different about me? A whole lot of shit. I
One of
think
those
for me
red
personally,
strobes that
for
means,
me,
oh shit.
yeah, just a big alarm goes off, and you just have to quickly. You have, I think, 0.7 seconds to scan from head to toe, and just to see has anything changed, and if what I say is it gonna piss her off.
Can I get inside a woman's brain here for a second? To
I
a
would-
female colleague, I said today, who I hadn't seen, I mentioned something had changed. I was like, oh, that's different. She's like, is it bad? And I was like, oh,
No.
fuck.
Here we go. Here we go.
I exited that conversation
Yeah.
quickly.
Is that a bad thing? Oh fuck! Shouldn't have fucking said anything.
Yeah, it's worse.
It makes
worse than it was before. Next one.
This one's weird. Well, it's not weird. This one's just like one of those. It's a controversial topic because, of course, one girl. I thought we could give our take on this, but someone asked, "Why, if a girl sleeps with several guys, she's a slut, but boys brag about getting bitches all the time? Why aren't guys slut shamed?" I completely disagree with that. I couldn't disagree with that more.
No, I get it. Like, it's a two-way street. Girls are slut shamed. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I really don't understand it.
Probably just an old-timey thought where,
I think so.
you know,
I've honestly, it's like it could just be me being sheltered, or whatever. But it's something I really don't see a lot, and I don't know if it's just like where we're from, where we live. But I just it's something I never saw, and I was just like, I don't know. And to me, it's if thinking about the inverse and like how if guys like sleep with a ton of chicks. I've never looked at a guy that I know who's like slept with a ton of chicks and like commended him for it. I never thought that guy was cooler of a guy because he did that. But that's just me. But I never thought a guy was cooler because he did so, and I never thought a chick is a girl is a slut because she did so.
maybe in our corner of guy world, just because a guy has slept with a lot of girls, like our corner, it doesn't make him the cool guy in the group.
No. Doesn't change anything for me. So girls, fucking get after it. Nobody gives a shit. Do you, boo boo?
Just wash your hands.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's a simple request. I looked at the camera. It's not even running. I was going to do a little PSA.
See that, viewer?
Just wash your hands. That's all we're asking.
Straight up. Just
Guys, too. Fucking. Ugh. Never come up to me and put your fingers under my nose.
oh.
I had a friend that did that to me. All these questions were like about your dick and balls and like what it's like to have them. It's kind of clearly that's the one thing that women are curious about. Why are guys obsessed with boobs? I don't know. Boobs are cool. I'm not obsessed with them, but they're cool. They're a cool thing to have. I think it's because we don't have them.
Some of us do. The fat ones.
Yeah. Don't look at me. Fucking asshole.
The fat ones do.
Yeah, the fat ones do. All right.
No.
Look,
no.
I got a modest A cup, okay?
This podcast isn't run by two boob guys. You
No,
can censor the name.
definitely not.
Do you know any boob guys? Open, willing? Just like it's stamped on their forehead. It's an open boob guy. He's
Stop saying names. God damn it. This gives me so much more work.
beep is a boob guy.
Yeah, is he really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Not really, but anyways, all right, what do we got? We got a couple minutes left here. Let's see if we can bang through something. I'm gonna save there was a couple topics here that I thought we could have talked about, but we're gonna save them for next week. because
Yeah.
we ruined about half of our allotted time here just talking about nothing.
Thank you for listening and watching to this slow plane crash.
Mhm.
We're gonna go into a little more, and then we're gonna.
One thing I guess I will, because I can go over this pretty quick, but and I explained this to you at dinner, but Abducted in Plain Sight, you hadn't seen it yet, and I recommend it. I mean, kind of. I think I recommend it just so you can understand the shock value of it. It's nuts.
In
It's
case I
bananas.
go missing, you heard it here. He took me out to dinner. He's trying to abduct me in plain sight. Please go on.
Whoever hasn't seen it, just skip right now because I'm probably gonna spoil it because it's crazy. It's basically like, so I gave you like a brief rundown, but what the whole thing is about. Skip now, by the way. What the whole thing is about, basically. So this guy has this weird fixation with his neighbor's daughter, and there's 3 daughters, there's 3 sisters, and he's obsessed with one of them. It's fucking weird. And eventually he has luck like with this family
I
because
hate where this is going, but I'm listening.
it's honestly okay. I'm gonna try and like beat around the bush here. What he does, so he's one of the most manipulative guys I've ever seen in my entire life. And what he basically did, he ended up splitting up the parents essentially by having an affair with the wife, and then having a gay affair with the husband.
I gotta say that's so boss.
I mean, it's so sick to think about. Like it's the wrong.
That is so.
It's a
boss.
bad joke to make, but
Holy fuck!
but like the dude's got the chat.
What a
clearly.
sick fucking human.
That's a sick joke to make, and holy shit! But that takes a lot of game.
Not that
to
we're
clearly-
making a joke. It's just like
to
what?
cheat on, to get the wife to cheat on her husband with you, and then to also have the husband jerk you off in a car is nuts. It did the way they explained it too didn't take a lot of convincing.
Dude,
Holy shit.
just rack your brain.
Okay,
That was from a Louis C.K. bit.
was
Do
it?
you remember?
They just
Shout
they
out
just-
Louis C.K. Xanthopus, where he says, "I'm gonna go blank your mom, blank your dad,
Oh, turn your dad
turn myself
gay.
back, and call him, the bad word for that." And
the forklift.
it's like someone's. Oh my god.
They just bite Louis C.K.
Maybe they just turned his little monologue into
I guess
a fucking
so.
show.
But no, honestly, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's pretty interesting. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, because it kind of falls off. I think just pure shock value. It's kind of funny. The story obviously is not funny, but some of the way that they edited it and did some of the interviews is pretty funny.
In a word, you'd say it's worth its weight in memes.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So
All the memes I saw about about the guy from the Fire Fest, this guy gives him a run for his money for sure. And you feel so bad for the husband because he's so like sweet and innocent. But the level of naivety throughout the entire doc is insane. I'm not sure how anybody didn't see it coming. The daughter is 12, so she's damn near a teenager. She's not an infant. She's not a
Ooh.
baby. She's 12,
Ooh.
and she thought she was an alien. She was convinced she was an alien. Like how?
I've seen bits of this. yeah.
How? Yeah, like she's bored. She's not an adult. She's a child, but she's completely like coherent to a sense, I guess. But like, Jesus Christ, man. It was just, I was like, how did nobody catch on to this? And he had apparently done it to 2 other families, or tried to do it to 2 other families, and they had stopped it like immediately. Like they picked it out from a mile away, these 2 other families, and they're like, yeah, no, you're not coming around here anymore at all. And so he eventually, I think like lucky number 3, and he did it. He succeeded, and it's disgusting and real fucking puss move because he got arrested, and 30 years later or whatever, and eventually like he gets convicted, but the courts like let him go. They sent him home for like the weekend or whatever. They're like, oh, we're gonna sentence you on Monday, and he fucking just went home and like he just went home and killed himself. So he really bitched out. Fucking pussy move. Not cool. But yeah, that's kind of what that's about. So go watch it. Anyone who skipped forward, chop back in now. And that's the end of the episode. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah, it should be. We're going to wrap this one up now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap it up. I think this one's done. We talked about a fair amount of stuff. I think
this one's done.
yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to episode 9 of JK's Just a Podcast. Tune in next Wednesday. New episode every Wednesday. listen to it on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, all that shit. I think it's available on like damn near every podcast platform. So go ahead and do that. If you can leave a review, make it 5 stars. That would help us out a ton. Try and climb the charts. I can hear you swallowing. It's so weird.
Sorry, I'm gonna open up an ASMR channel on the side too because I got this beautiful new mic. And also on what he's saying, comment anything. The first letter your finger touches on the keyboard and just hit enter.
Turn on predictive text and just do that.
Hit colon. That's a cool little symbol.
Underutilized.
Please just acknowledge us.
Yeah, for real. Straight up.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Tune in next week for more of this shit. I think we're gonna answer some more of those questions and talk about some shit we missed out today. On that note, thanks, guys. I looked at the camera again. God damn it. All right.